Nah.
Does your asshole itch?
No. Okay.
Welcome to the I Regret Nothing podcast.
I Regret Nothing podcast.
Sweet.
With Mike J and Pedro.
Hey guys, what about me?
I regret nothing.
I regret nothing.
Hey, dickheads, you forgot about me, Matt Baguette.
We regret nothing.
I regret everything. Everything I've ever done. What up, y'all? Just took us a month to get back here again. We're really bad at this.
Yep.
We're really fucking bad.
Fucking failures.
On a,
I just blame Rob.
Fucking
Yeah, it's
Rob,
easier to
man.
just blame Rob at this point.
He's a real piece of shit.
Thanks, Obama.
So, really, we decided to do this because we wanted to talk about the ending of this year's Postal Jam. Postal Jam 2.
Those.
So, we'll get to that later, but that's the important part. I just wanted to say that we haven't really talked about any Postal 4 updates recently, so I'm going to let Pedro tell everybody about what's going on.
Yeah. Finally, we released the so anticipated Postal 4 update, which has a lot of improvements, including FSR and DLSS, which for some of you was a much needed change. And for the most part, most of you have been saying that, performance is at an all-time high thanks to that. And also because of other optimization work we've been doing ever since. Of course, some of you have also reported that, there are still some issues with performance. So if you guys have any issues whatsoever, be sure to let us know. Go to our Steam forums. Give us your specs. Give us the frames that you used to have, the frames that you got now, and we'll take a look. And of course, there's a lot of other improvements, lots of set dressing in the map, lots more things to do, a lot of fixes to collectibles, and a lot of fixes to some rampages. We are aware that there are still some that are still bugged, but we will hotfix that as soon as possible. So we have not forgotten about that. And a hotfix is in the works, and we'll keep you posted.
Good. Also, this is just for PC.
For now.
Yeah, we keep getting questions about that. Where's my PlayStation update? And the answer is, if you have a PS4, you're not getting one.
Yeah. And
Sorry.
the update finally has the sofa turret we showed like a year ago.
Finally.
Or something like that.
Finally. Like, we've been teasing that shit for so long, and you guys sometimes have asked about it. So it's there now. You got a rampage just for the turret. So something new to do,
We will probably
go ahead.
expand it because it's like a big feature. It would be a waste to just leave it here. But so far, that's what you get. You get the turret for like the rampage mission. But we might expand in the future. And also, people were complaining we removed the serrated shovel that was in the game in 2019. So we brought it back. So
Good point.
hopefully you like it.
Yeah, every once in a while we bring shit back that we took out.
Yeah.
We don't have the guts anymore.
And the brains.
Except some other companies sell it as a fresh new game when they do that. They remove stuff from sequels only to reintroduce.
We're going to do the Brain DLC, and it's going to cost $750.
Yeah.
Because it's
and the gun skins.
Yeah, Postal 4 is an asset flip, and we're just going to sell assets we purchased on the marketplace. Because we're only in business to fuck people.
Yeah. Indias, of course.
Oh, and also, very important, Pedro posted a message on Twitter and on Discord about if you're getting performance issues, he put like steps you can take to fix your issues after the update.
Yeah. There's a lot of things to try. It's not ideal. We understand that sometimes, you got that old save that you want to keep, but, some incompatibilities happen, and we are working to make sure that those don't happen again. And unfortunately, game development is very unpredictable. So we're just trying to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
We cannot guarantee anything, unfortunately.
No, what we can guarantee is that we will continue to update the games on PC. PlayStation 4, no. If you want the reason, I've talked about this ad nauseum, but Postal 4 on PS4 sold like shit compared to PS5, and development on it is a complete and utter fucking disaster of bottleneck proportions. Which is not a problem if it had sold even at like a good pace compared to the PS5. But it's not. It's total shit. So any and all PlayStation updates in the future are just going to be on PS5. That said, you didn't talk about co-op. Co-op is probably going to hit some form of public beta later next month. Maybe the month after. We're not 100% positive yet. That's also just on PC.
At least we're aiming for that. You know, it's most likely that you'll see it during this summer, like an open beta. Very likely.
Said.
But
That's what I just said. October is not the summer.
Just,
so
yeah. Well,
if you say summer, you better be prepared to back it up with before the end of September.
So just listen to what he said, not what I'm saying.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's coming out. I'm just saying that's what the plan is. Don't really
it might slip. It might slip out. We don't know. We don't know when it's gonna be ready.
Yeah. Maybe one of our regrets was promising co-op, but it's coming.
Yeah, years ago.
And
I think the regret was putting it in the main menu in 2019. Grayed out.
Well, that was the promise, right? And now I get a lot of questions when it's coming to PlayStation, and the answer is that's not definitely happening at all. So don't ask, because I don't know. We are definitely going to update the PS5, but co-op is definitely like a question mark. It's probably going to be extremely expensive to port co-op to PlayStation. So probably not, but maybe, who knows? But if you want co-op, keep an eye on our social medias. We will be promoting a public beta of it soon-ish. And then after that, Workshop is going to come out. So you'll eventually be able to play some modifications to the game. If you wanted Postal 4 with, I don't know, terrorists or priests or whatever.
Marching bands,
you can mod
You're
it
not
in
going to
yourself.
be able to mod that in.
I don't challenge people, Pedro.
I am. This is an incentive. You know, this is an incentive. This is
don't
to
talk
inspire
shit.
them.
We have fucking Workshop people that are better than you at everything.
Oh, I know, but I'm
and-
I'm doing this so they actually do it. So they see I managed to do this. Fuck you,
Fucking Pedro, so combative with our fan base. I think he's just becoming an old man having to battle all the haters online.
Hey, I still don't have a gray beard, but I'm getting
You
there.
will.
I will. I will.
a lot of people. I mean, some of the people on the Running with Scissors team came from modding Postal too. So
yeah. Pedro should fucking know that.
Yeah, Pedro.
I know. I know. I'm just making sure that, they see it as a challenge and they actually do it, So I'm saying
It'd be nice if
cannot
you were a
do
little
that
more
shit.
encouraging.
They cannot
I mean,
do
the best
it.
one thing that is definitely better than Postal 2 is that the files are gonna be much cleaner and more organized than what it was to do modding 20 years ago.
That's actually part of the problem right now, is why it's not out, is that we are going through and fixing that. It's also a little bit more of a pain in the ass than it used to be too. Like older versions of Unreal had a very easy modding system. The editor was sort of included, and it's a much bigger pain in the ass.
Good old FUK.
Also, it's a much bigger game than Postal 2 was.
Yeah. What I want is some eager fan to come in and be like, you guys are fucking stupid, and they can literally just spend a couple days and get rid of our load zones because they're better than us.
Yep.
I think
Someone will do it.
the first mod, the first thing that's going to come to that workshop is going to be the terrorist models from Postal 2.
Obviously,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
'cause
then
all
we'll
people
end up-
want to hear is me doing the fucking terrorist chant. That's all they want to hear.
Yep.
And then we'll end up hiring whoever does the best mod, like we've done in the past. So
I think
We'll hire them.
a
We'll
lot
be
of
like,
people are
"Stop
just
making
gonna
terrorists."
they're gonna straight rip the models out of Postal 2 and Postal 3 and then put them into Postal 4. So
Postal 2 Unreal 4.
Sorry, had to respond to a text from my wife. Somebody just said, "All hail to the Bidet King." Thank you for all you people that haven't gotten one yet. We still have a few Mike J's bidets available. There's not many left. If we're gonna order more eventually, but they're gonna be a different model. So if you need your rimmer, get it now. They will be gone soon enough. There are some other things that are pretty much gone. Postal Redux for Switch, gone forever. What's up here? These PlayStation games right here, right here, right here. When those are gone, they're gone forever. So I have very few PS5 copies of Postal 4 left. I have very few copies of Postal Redux for PS4. And then I have all these Postal 4 copies for PS4, which I've told you didn't sell well. So make sure you grab that. Postal 4 for PS4 does come with the game for PS5 also. So if you're looking to just get a physical to put up on your shelf, grab one of those. But they're all out. I tried to restock on a few of these, and Limited Run is completely out of all those games, and they're not making more. So sorry, but what is coming is Postal Brain Damaged physicals for Switch, PS4, and PS5. They're not coming like right around the corner. They're coming by Christmas time. So if you've been waiting for Brain Damaged for a physical copy on console, which people fucking do it. I'm like following the Alan Wake forums, and people have been holding out playing Alan Wake 2 because there hasn't been a physical. It's coming. So, I don't know. Fucking wait it out. Wait it out, bitch.
But don't wait out for the things that we do have and you don't have. Buy them before they're out of stock, like Mike said, because again, like sometimes we get people like, "Oh, I didn't know that it was going to be out of stock." Well, just assume that everything we sell might one day go out of stock permanently. So if you're a collector, like this one guy who I've seen has like everything, like he has like a mall of Remy Caesar stuff. If you want to, be 100% collector, then yeah, don't wait out on those.
You got to get
And
everything.
buy now.
Yeah,
So
buy
you can
now.
Buy
you
now.
can-
You buy now.
you can resell it 10 times the price in 20 years.
Yeah, especially because I draw dicks on all of it.
Yep.
Any other merch that might be coming down the pipeline? I'm looking at doing new mouse pads here soon enough. Not these ergonomic ball sack or Postal Dude gun ones, just regular, like 12-inch by 9-inch mouse pads with some cool postal art on them. Lanyards. I'm looking at doing some lanyards. So if you need to hold your keys or your butt plugs, we're going to have lanyards soon. If you were
Those are
looking for a Running with Scissors patch, I know we're out of them right now, but I'm going to get new patches made soon, and they're hopefully going to be iron-on this time. So you won't have to sew them onto your shit. And for those of you that have been really begging, I'm still looking into ways to do the figurine. I'm talking to some new suppliers right now, just hoping we can find a way to do it because it's fucking expensive. Super expensive.
If we do it, they better buy it. Because if it doesn't sell, we probably won't be doing it again.
The thing is, to get them done at a reasonable rate, you have to make tons of them, right? Like, because you have to make an injection mold. This company I'm talking to right now, they make a different type of mold. It's a silicone mold. It doesn't hold up as long. It doesn't. You can't make as many molds out of it or models out of it. But they haven't given me a price yet, so I don't know what the figurines are gonna cost. But they're probably not gonna be dirt cheap. If we have them, they're not gonna be cheap like the dolls are. Dolls are cheap. $25 is fucking cheap for a doll. The figures will probably be closer to like $75 to $100, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how many are going to sell. I guess we'll see. Probably our best
But we'll
selling
draw a
item.
click on them.
What? Draw
We'll
cock
draw a
on-
click on them.
What if we
So the
just
price
don't-
will be
they're
worth it.
uncensored Postal Dude action figures?
Yeah. And it's not
Um,
easy to get a good provider that balances quality and price. So
Well,
Yeah.
the quality is obviously an issue. Like, just because somebody gives us a good price doesn't mean they're any good. And then they need to make one, and we need to see it because they each need to be painted as well. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I've been working on this for a really long time. I have right here the model we would use. I have the 3D art. It's ready to print. It's just not that simple. We can't just 3D print these and sell them and paint each one. That's fucking stupid. And I don't have this. I don't have a office full of children to do that in, and they're not sturdy enough anyway. So, yeah, that is happening. I'm looking into getting new body pillowcases soon. We're going to sell out the rest of these. I'm all out of a bunch of them, but that's what I got left. And and we've got some new dolls coming down the pipe here soon. We're waiting for the brain damage dolls back. I get questions about that every day. And we're going to be looking at some Smokey the Test Monkey dolls this year. Larry the Crab dolls, which is a highly asked for doll. And that's going to be my voice, too, because I voice Larry the Crab. And then we're going to have Gimp Dude. Hopefully his little butt cheeks will be sticking out, because people seem to like
Pedro.
the brain
will have the
damaged
Pedro
butt
plush.
cheeks. No,
And the
Pedro
Mary
plush.
Boy
Pedro
doll.
plush would just be a butthole.
nobody would buy that shit.
All right.
I'd buy it.
All right. We are done talking about merch. We're done talking about Postal 4. Let's talk about our first topic. I don't know what this says, but we support the Stop Killing Video Games initiative by Accursed Farms. Pedro, you want to go over exactly what Accursed Farms had to say?
Yes. So the Stop Killing Video Games initiative is basically a petition. Well, not just a petition, it's a whole initiative to make sure that, online-only games also have, some form of way to play after the servers go down. So have you ever bought a game like The Crew where you have a single player aspect to it, but you cannot play it anymore because the servers are down? That's what the initiative basically wants to, correct in this industry, that it is very flawed industry. And, some people have said, oh, you are just, promoting this for brownie points. But if anything, we would be putting ourselves in hot water with some companies that might not appreciate that. Some companies might not really like the idea of developers promoting alternatives to make sure that the games remain playable after their life cycle. The reason why we do this is not only do we care about the game as developers, we care about the preservation of our own games. And if for some in the future, if our company for some reason is bought by a bigger company,
Because everybody's looking to get us.
Oh yeah, everybody.
Everybody.
But in
Literally
the
everybody.
unlikely event of anybody buying us, at least with this initiative, if it passes in the EU, which it requires a lot of signatures, but it's a possibility. At least that other company would be forced to make sure that the games that we have are still playable and still available to you, even after we're bought and probably sold out or whatever the fuck. So as developers, that's our goal, to make sure that our own games remain available and playable to all of you guys. As gamers, because at the end of the day we are still an indie company, so of course we are gamers, we want other games to be preserved and to be playable. So it's a no-brainer for us as a company. It's a no-brainer for you guys as gamers. So you guys should follow Accursed Farms and check his initiative, see if you agree, see if you disagree. Most likely you'll agree, because there's no downside for you guys, no downside for most developers or any at all, in my opinion. There are some people who disagree with that, but it's becoming harder and harder to believe that they don't have some motives to disagree with the initiative. So maybe check the channel, check the petition, see if you're in the European Union, definitely sign our petition, damn it. And make sure that we don't set more precedents, because this industry is filled with really bad precedents because nobody did anything, and developers can only do so much. Developers cannot change the landscape. It's up to the consumer to change the landscape. So make a change while you can.
Real quick, I want to interject because I forgot when we were talking about merch. I do have something brand new that we are selling. I forgot to say it. And someone brought it up in the chat. Someone asked if we had Postal Girl merchandise. We have Postal Babe merchandise. We have these new Razorback tank tops with the new Postal Babes logo that has the lips that kind of looks like a butthole right there. So yeah, we don't have very many of these, and we're almost out of them anyway. So if you want to put your wife, girlfriend, brother, sister, mom, aunt, grandma, whatever, in some Postal Babes wear, we have that. And also back in stock is the Smokey the Test Monkey shirts. This time they are actually direct to garment printed. Everything about this is actually direct to garment printed. It's not silk screened, so the printing is very light. It looks very good. It's not a vintage look like the old ones were, because they had to be silk screened and use like hundreds of passes to get that. So if you've been waiting for a Smokey the Test Monkey shirt from Postal 4 or a Postal Babe shirt, make sure you head on over to our website, gopostal.com, postalgames.com, postalswag.com. Not PXP says, "Hey, Carl." And Sark Dizzy says, "Holy shit, is that Commander Carl?" And then Haywire says, "Hi, Carl."
I don't know who that is. I'm just some guy. Remember, you guys found me on the highway. Who the hell's Commander Carl?
Well, it wasn't the highway. It was actually a bus station, and we were looking for prostitutes, and you were the cheapest.
Hey, you weren't going to bring that up. I told you nothing happened between me and that guy.
I like the classiest bus station skanks I can find, and Carl is a pretty classy bus station skank.
Yep.
He really, really, really is. Someone says Matt has a huge forehead. Roger says.
Yep.
We call it a 5-head, actually. It's called a 5-head, not a 4-head.
You can land on it.
You can land on it, yeah.
But there's a lot of tattoo. There's a lot of real estate for tattoo.
Yeah, when are you going to get "I regret nothing" tattooed on your forehead?
Yeah,
you couldn't do that in Japan. Actually, you would be like blacklisted from going anywhere, wouldn't you?
Pretty much.
Yeah,
it's funny. I only realized today before the podcast that he had tattoos on his arms. I didn't know. I never noticed.
Yep.
Matt,
I don't know.
You have tattoos on your arms, Matt?
Yeah.
He does.
I guess I've never seen your arms.
I had no clue either.
And he also showed me his butt cheeks.
You have a Rorschach on your arm?
Yeah, I have a Rorschach. Yeah.
I had a dog named Rorschach, actually. That's cool. I like it. I wish we actually had moving ink so you could have a real Rorschach pattern tattooed on your arm. That would be sick.
One day. Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah.
My most recent tattoo is a Mr. Poopy butthole. But
no, I like Mr. Poopy
butthole. It's on my leg. It's down by my ankle. It's really small.
It's on your cheek.
No, I've been talking about getting Mr. Poopy Butthole tattoo for years, and then finally one day I was like, you know what? I want to get a fucking Mr. Poopy Butthole tattooed on my leg, and so I did.
I'd show you mine, but I can't. Not in this stream.
Is it your mother's face going, "Hi, Pedro, I love you"?
Yeah, in the butthole.
Pedrito.
Ooh, Pedrito.
Oh, yeah.
Back to our topics that we took a little break from. Developers have been told not to expect Switch 2 to launch before April 2025. I actually tried inquiring about it, and I got stonewalled.
It's very, very secretive. Even a Nintendo. I met people in Tokyo drinking that are partnering with Nintendo, and they told me that they could touch the console, but they could not see it. It was in a box.
Yeah,
they could just handle it.
I just wanted like very light information so I could write up a pitch document for what we would want to do for a launch title. And they were like, you need to send us what you want to do before we'll talk to you about anything. And I'm like, but I need to know what it's capable of. And they wouldn't even tell me. So
if you go online, you can find the info on mostly on Reddit. It will have ray tracing some sort, and basically the performance is gonna be a kind of like a PS4 Pro, something like that. Like
yeah, that's
handheld.
what I was going to ask.
So
is
is-
it going to be like the PS?
is it going to be
Or in
anywhere
terms
near
of-
a Steam Deck performance?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
they are targeting something near a Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But they will have some sort of gimmick, like every Nintendo console.
Right,
But
right.
I think they will be dumb. The real estate, it's still gonna be like a dock and undock kind of console, because it's like literally like the main moneymaker of the Switch.
Of
So
course.
they're gonna keep that.
I will say that Switch sales aren't phenomenal in general. I mean, I think there's just too many games for it. And I don't know. It's okay.
I mean, the Switch, the console itself sells really well.
Oh
but
yeah,
the
yeah.
games.
I just mean
yeah.
game unit numbers aren't that
Yeah.
great. PlayStation's way better
Yeah.
than Switch.
The thing is, if you're not
Besides Europe.
Nintendo, it's kind of hard to sell games on the Switch, because people buy Switch mostly for Nintendo games. And they're even gonna buy the Switch for games that came out years ago, like Mario Kart,
course.
Zelda, and Smash Bros. Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah.
I get questions all the time about porting our games to Switch, and I'm like, well, there's 2 of them there, and that's all you're getting. We're not spending any time putting Postal 4 on that fucking thing. Maybe when Switch 2 launches, it's a possibility that at that point, wherever we are, we're hopefully long done with Postal 4, that I can just say to the porting team, like, hey, could you guys spend the next 3 months putting this out for Switch 2? That is a hard possibility. We're not doing it for the Switch 1, but if it's PS4 level performance, then maybe it won't be the hardest thing on earth, although PS4 was pretty hard to develop for. But we'll see. That's a chance.
If we can-
Sorry, go ahead.
if we can get infos on it before, because like the problem is people want to buy the console the month when it releases, right? And then they're gonna buy probably like games for it. But then if you release too late after, people are gonna be like, oh, I'm already bored with it, or I already bought a bunch of games for it. So maybe sometimes the target window of when are people gonna buy on a new console is, it depends.
Maybe I'll
Yeah.
pitch to them Postal 4 as a launch title for Switch 2.
Yeah, I think that would
Do
be
it.
a better idea. Yeah,
Yeah, I would like
think
to.
you should be able to run it. Yeah,
I would like to.
I'm-
I mean, it's a little bit annoying that we're sort of left out of that console for other reasons. I mean, it does suck too that Postal Redux isn't available in Europe on Switch because Nintendo
Yeah.
of Germany. So like that's always the risk we face with Switch, is that Nintendo of Europe, which renamed itself recently, but Nintendo of Europe is based in Germany. And so they're not allowed to sell banned games, and Postal 1 and Postal 2 are banned in Germany, so it can't be sold on the Switch in Europe. Postal Brain Damage and Postal 4 are not banned in Germany yet, or hopefully never, so technically they could be for sale there. The problem we risk is spending money, porting it, putting it out, and then it's up for like a month, and then Germany decides they want to ban the game. So it's possible. So all you little Switch kids out there, hopefully we have something in the future. I do know I did pitch to the MD Games. They're the ones that made Postal Redux, to make a PS5 version of Postal Redux. So I believe they are working on that, since there's not a PS5 version. It's just a 30 frames locked shitty PS4 version that works on PS5. So hopefully soon there will be a cheap upgrade for PS5 players, or a PS5 version specifically, which would be cool to get that on the Switch 2 also down the line.
Absolutely.
But as I said, that game's fucking banned in Germany, so it's like they're not going to spend any more money on the Switch version of it, probably.
it's kind of annoying, because I'm sure the problem is when new consoles launch, like in the recent years, they usually don't have a lot of big games or like tons of games for it. You just have a few big games that were made for that console, like launch month, right? And I think Nintendo would be smart to ask as many studios as possible to just make their new games on the new console as well if they can port it.
Yeah.
So you have tons of games when it launches.
But yeah, they'll definitely need to do restructure like the whole process in Nintendo Europe
They're not doing
immediately.
it. They did restructure.
They should.
They did restructure recently, and it's more consolidated in Germany. So clearly they ain't leaving Germany. And I don't, it makes sense in the big picture because Germany is a massive fucking gaming community. I mean, it's second or third largest in game sales in the world outside of Russia and the U.S. Like, it's way farther ahead than everybody else. So them being there makes sense. It just sucks that that country is still kind of living in the Stone Age when it comes to that shit. I mean, to be fair, they're not banning our newer stuff, which means they're clearly just not doing it as much anymore. But when they were confronted with unbanning older stuff, they literally said no. And I don't mean like they were straight up like absolutely not. Postal 1, I don't know if I've talked about this at length, but Postal 1 was put on the German index in like 1997. So indexing is a 25-year ban. At the end of 25 years, you fall off the index. So technically, at the end of 25 years, Postal 1 should have been legalized in Germany. Unfortunately, when it hit the 25th year, they sent us a letter that basically said, congratulations, your game has fallen off the index. We're sorry that because it is what it is, we also need to re-review it again. And so they did, and all they did was tell us, sorry, you're back on the index.
Yeah. Lame.
Yeah. When it comes to Postal 2, we hired a law firm, and they challenged it, and they had a hearing, and we got steamrolled, and we lost that hearing 12-0. So we may try again in a year or two or something just to see if we can get Postal 2 unbanned in Germany, because it would be worth it. And it's the luck of the draw. It depends on what people are picked for the board that day. And if you get lucky, you get 5 people on the board that say, yeah, we think this game should be removed from the index, and then we would be. But instead, we got one guy standing up screaming and yelling about how horrible Postal 2 is, and that you can light NPCs on fire.
You don't have to.
Well, right,
Jesus
but
Christ.
yeah, well, but you can also do that in Grand Theft Auto, and Grand Theft Auto is not banned in Germany, so
and it's forced.
You can do it in many games.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we weren't at the hearing. Our legal team was, and the guy was like, "Are you kidding me? You're talking about half the games that are available in Germany right now," and they were like, "No, we're talking about Postal 2." So yeah. Sorry, German fans.
I might just go to Kyoto in front of the Nintendo headquarters and like protest a bit.
Protest.
I've been watching the show Sunny on Apple TV, which is based in Kyoto. Have you seen that show?
I heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's about a little robot and Rashida Jones. It's good shit. Dark.
Okay.
Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster has a bunch of censorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
What'd they do?
Well, anything. Go ahead.
Anything sexual. I mean, not sexual, but basically, like in the original game, you can take like lewd photos of characters doing things or just being wearing sexy outfits, and then you will get like extra points, like the PP points. And they removed that from the game, and they replaced it with like funny photos or something like that instead. And also what they've done, they censored some of the racial characters, maybe like Asian stuff, or like something that would kind of make fun of like a minority. It's kind of like the same thing as like Apu in The Simpsons, I guess. It's kind of like the same thing. If it's a little borderline and people don't really make jokes about those minorities anymore and stuff like that, they just want to like get rid of it. So
there's people who say, oh, but why are people so upset? This is nothing. And I'm like, if it's nothing, then what was the need to change it? It's the unnecessary changes. They even changed dialogue. They changed the way some bosses look like. And it all feels very necessary. Like if they re-released the game already back in 2016, I think, and there was no problem then, why is there a problem now? That's what I would like to understand.
no one cared about those characters being different. That's what made the
No.
game better.
Yeah, exactly. It
I
was
mean,
funny.
I'm gonna say the new design for the slaughterhouse, the cook, is terrifying. He looks really scary.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so I don't mind, but it was not necessary. But I'm still gonna buy the game, and I think it's gonna be great no matter what. It was not really necessary. Like, it's gonna brush off some people in a wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of improvements in the game, and I'm not just talking about, shallow shit like graphics. Of course, that's better, but there's definitely some gameplay improvements where, back then the AI was dumb as fuck, and now it's a lot better. Some
Yeah.
quality of life shit. For
The
better or for
visuals look
worse,
great.
like you can still have the same experience with the controls if you want the old controls, if you want some of the old stuff, you can still enable that. But if you want like the definitive, uncensored version, you'll always have the option to go back to the original, which
Yeah,
I'm
the
glad they're
original.
not
Yeah.
delisting, because if they delist it, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
And I personally will see myself playing both, and most likely modding the new one if they
Yeah.
make a mod to remove all the censorship, because it's nonsense. Nobody gives a shit. The only people who give a shit are people who don't even play these games. So why censor something that was fine before, as early as 26, as late as 2016, and not fine now according to some people, game journalists? I guess, I don't know.
Talking about journalists, I've seen a very funny review of Alien Romulus today on Rotten Tomatoes. It's the reviews for the movie are really high, but there was one journalist from Chicago something. She said the movie only caters to people who like the franchise and the original. I didn't see those movies, so I will put a bad review. That was her review. She didn't see the old movies,
Which
so
she
she's
only
like,
saw
don't care.
Prometheus and was like, "This isn't anything like Prometheus."
No. She only saw Alien Romulus, the new one that just came out,
she
and
has none of them.
yeah, she didn't see any of the past 6 movies that came out since 1979, and she's like, "Ah, didn't see those old movies. I don't care about the new one." And wrote Rotten Tomato review. Yeah.
That's
So I'm
cool.
like, if people do this for movies, they do it for games as well. They
to
just
be fair,
yeah.
and when you guys do see the Going Postal, the Legacy Foretold documentary, you'll get to see a nice interview with Robert Coffey, who is the dipshit from Computer Gaming World that gave us a 0. I say dipshit. He's not really dipshit. He's just a fucking reviewer that didn't like us. He shouldn't have been reviewing the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he still is very similar to how he was back then. So you'll get to see how pompous he is in the documentary. Pedro saw it.
Yeah,
They
it
kept
was really funny.
Yeah,
like
they-
I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
look
they
who
really
it
kept him
is.
in it, and they let him talk.
Yeah.
And he is, I don't know. You'll have to see it one day. The interview with
Lazar.
Robert Coffey, the guy who should not have been playing Postal 2, who was the editor-in-chief at Computer Gaming World, decided to give us a 0, which, is fine. We've worn that as a badge of honor for many years now, and it's okay. But, yeah, if you want to see an interview with the guy and hear him justify it, it's pretty good.
Yeah, to those who are, still waiting for the documentary, I mean, we are not the ones making documentary, okay? So you have to contact, the actual producers themselves. They are the ones making the documentary. It's still coming, okay? It's still in the works. In fact, you can find all the info on their Twitter, and they post quite frequently. I would say probably even every day. So go give them a follow.
Do it.
Yeah.
They're good folks.
Do
And
it.
they're I wouldn't say almost done, like it isn't coming out next month, but they're very close. And then they're gonna try to find a deal, and hopefully it'll release places. But all you motherfuckers that have been asking where it is, you better be ready to buy it too. They don't want you just watching it on fucking Hulu or whatever it comes out on. They want you to buy the DVDs. So you guys better be ready to buy the fucking DVDs, okay?
Yeah.
You know what would be sick that we could do? Not, it doesn't have to be done when it comes out, but to do like a podcast where we just react to the movie or the documentary if it's not too long, and so we can give our commentary to it. Because you have a lot of insight, Mike. So I think it could be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, right now the
Yeah.
movie's 2 hours and 10 minutes, so that'd be a
That's pretty
very
long. Yeah.
Well, here's my opinion, and I really did enjoy it. It is too long to be a feature right now, but it is too short to be a docuseries.
Yeah.
And I think it should be personally, I think it should be a docuseries. I think they split it into a nice, like, it's like 4 or 5 parts, and I think they should have made each one its own episode. But then they would really need to extend out a few of them, and they should, because it's missing a lot, and some of it goes on really long. So that's just part of the development process. I'm not
Yeah.
super worried about it. And
We
at the
would
end of
need
the
to
day,
make-
it is pretty good. And
Yeah,
it's
we would
pretty
need to make
favorable.
the RWS cinematic universe in order to, cover everything. It's impossible to do it in just one documentary. It's a company that's been here since 1996, okay? There's so much history. And even history before 1996 is still included in documentary at the beginning. So it covers
And
a
al-
lot.
And also the thing is, like, you just see us, like, usually the same people on the podcast, but there's like a lot of more people that's been part of Running with Scissors that did really cool stuff and do cool stuff every day that don't come on the podcast or are not very vocal online. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep, there's quite a few of us. People are always like, "Can I come to the office and meet the team?" I'm like, "No."
I mean, we are like a remote studio, so it will be
you
pretty
can come
hard.
to the office and you can see my wall of shirts.
Yeah.
You can come to the office and get a bidet or use our bidet.
If
Or
you're lucky, you
buy.
might see Vince. Yeah.
If he's here, you might see Vince. Yeah.
If
somebody
you go
needed
to
ask,
Japan-
where is Vince? He's not here.
Yeah. If you go to Japan, you might get a signature, an autograph from Matty Boy over there. If you
Yeah.
come to Portugal, you might get nobody would ask for that anyway. But
Hey,
for Commander Carl,
no,
you
but
got to go to another
Somebody
state.
just asked, do we plan on working with Ryan Reynolds? Yeah. We're planning on
totally.
it. Yeah, it's in the pipe. He's on his way over here
Yeah.
right now.
Actually,
Yeah.
I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's Ryan Reynolds,
Yeah.
and Blake Lively is actually sitting under him right now.
If Ryan
No, I
Reynolds
can't
wanted to work
imagine
with
that.
us,
I
that
can't
would be
imagine
insane.
that.
That would be the most random thing. But why not?
When I
mean,
went and saw Deadpool last week, all the trailers are playing, and then they played the trailer for Blake Lively's new movie, and I was like, what the fuck is this doing before Deadpool? It is.
Oh, I didn't.
I
see
mean,
that. Yeah.
clearly it's
No.
obvious it's his wife, but it
Yeah.
had no business playing before Deadpool. It was like all these
Yeah.
comic book comedy actions, and then this fucking weird love story trailer that played.
I really enjoyed the Deadpool and Wolverine movie though. Like
It was a
the-
little much. I
Some-
enjoyed it,
somebody,
but,
but every 5
Jackman?
minutes was a slow reveal of somebody. It was like, okay,
yeah.
okay, all right.
That's
yep.
that's what they've been doing a lot recently. Like those bigger Marvel movies, it's just like there's new stuff, but overall it's just like nostalgia
I'm
bait,
so
or
glad
they.
that Robert Downey Jr. refused to be in it. I'm so glad.
All I want
Hugh
is
Jackman-
that fucking controller. That Xbox controller is
Oh, yeah, yeah.
majestic.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman was amazing.
Majestic.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Yeah,
in the
I'm
movie. He
actually
looks great.
kind of tired of Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. I think he was the worst part of the movie.
I haven't
Yeah,
watched
but-
the movie, but I think Ryan Reynolds is alright. I don't see the problem.
There
with
is
him.
I'm not gonna spoil, but let's say the cameo montage near the beginning of the movie is pretty cool. What they've done
it
with
is.
Hugh Jackman.
And
so.
the cameo crew that he runs into is lovely.
Yep.
Lovely. But other than that, boy, I hope there's not another Deadpool movie.
We gotta see more
Well,
popcorn.
they just
buckets.
made a billion, so there's a chance there will be more Deadpool.
I
but-
suppose.
we
I'll
gotta
take a
make-
Dogpool movie.
We gotta
Yeah.
make a Postal movie popcorn bucket shaped like a crotchy with his head exploding like
You
a
know
nuke.
that's actually popcorn buckets have never been as popular as they are now.
Is there
Every
actually
movie,
an Alien Romulus popcorn bucket, or is
there's
that a joke?
three of them.
Yeah.
There's three of them. There's
It's a
one that
trend.
lights up. There's one that lights up like a tank. And there's a facehugger on the side. There's just one. It's a big facehugger, and you eat in the middle. And there's one is the main one that you will get in the cinema is a big xenomorph head, and you eat inside the head.
Do they have
Yeah.
one with a vibration feature?
No,
Or that has the little alien come out at you.
I kind of like the one they did for Deadpool and Wolverine, the Wolverine face, like
Yeah, it was good.
he's like
I
a
thought-
shocked
Oh, boy.
shocked Pikachu face. But
All
actually,
right.
like I think it could be popular Postal popcorn bucket. So
Yeah, well, we need another movie project first.
Speaking
before-
of movies, our next topic is about the Borderlands.
No, it's
movie.
not. It's about Valve and their new
Oh
title.
yeah, fuck.
Yeah, I heard. I read about that later the other night. That
Yeah.
they have some new shooter called Deadlock, and they haven't even announced it. But all of a sudden, it had a bunch of players playing it.
I've been
Alright.
playing it. I mean, technically we're not allowed to say how it is, but I like it. I'm just gonna say I like it. It's
You're
it has
banned.
potential.
You're banned.
I'm
You're
banned from
fucked.
Valve.
I'm sure
Uh,
it will be a defining game, but personally, I'm so sad to see Valve not put out another like SP experience. Like I'm so sick of online games.
I mean,
But
it's
have you
kind of
seen?
been leaked.
Have you
already.
seen the leaks that happened
Yeah.
recently?
I mean, Half-Life Alyx was a glorified trailer for Half-Life 3. A really good trailer. Okay?
I loved it. I was
But,
so happy when they released it.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah, it's
very
and
obvious.
it's still the best VR game to this
It's
day.
very obvious they are making, a non-VR single-player Half-Life game.
Well, they
from
probably
they
have
are.
already made 5 of them and then canceled them. That's
Yes,
kind of their
yeah.
MO. Is that
That's what they do better, but they are indeed,
the thing-
making something at least.
The thing that happened recently is that in the files of their new game, so Deadlock, there are mentions of a new Half-Life single-player game. We don't know if it's VR or not, but it's in the files of the new game. So, and they are not in their Counter-Strike 2 or other recent updates. So that's why people were like curious about it. But yeah, I'm sure they will announce Deadlock soon because there are so many people playing it already. But I'm pretty excited because it is very unfinished, but there's a lot of potential. So
Yeah.
and Valve
It's,
is usually does cool stuff. So
I got an invite, but haven't had the chance to play it yet. But from what I've heard, there's a little bit of, there's already, some form of cult following, which is pretty cool for a game that's not even been announced. The numbers are surprisingly good for something that hasn't been properly released, and it's only available to a limited amount of people. So they probably got the next Team Fortress 2 game here. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, that's cool. I still hope for, proper single player. Numero 3 for, fucking Ricochet. I'm kidding, but Half-Life.
if new Half-Life comes out, it won't be called Half-Life 3. I don't see them calling anything 3. So
yeah, they've given up on anything called 3,
I think so. Yeah.
which is pretty.
And
good.
their new VR headset is still gonna come out pretty soon. So we'll have
Yeah.
to see.
But it's not going to be a VR game.
Pointless. Okay, on to
I just-
Borderlands.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I just wish I made money by having like half a dozen unfinished or canceled projects.
Half a
Yeah.
dozen. If I had to guess, they've got 50 to 100
Yeah.
canceled or unfinished projects.
Yeah, that's probably a
The
bit
amount of
an
money they've spent on unfinished projects probably rivals the budget of a lot of games combined. So,
Anyways, that was just a quick thing. Yeah, sorry.
and next topic, Borderlands.
Bad.
Didn't
Bad.
the postal movie did better, didn't it? It has a higher
I think
score
it
on Rotten
flip-flopped. I
Tomatoes.
think it flip-flopped. I think Borderlands finally did end up over the postal movie.
9%,
Yeah.
9% on.
I think
on
they
Postal
were-
movie.
They were very jealous of Madame Web's success, and they're like, "Let's go. We have to go that way."
It's only 10%.
Yeah, it's 10%.
Postal
So
movie.
the bigger
Damn it.
problem is it's 10% with a lot more reviews. So somehow, if Postal got more reviews, even now, it would probably creep up over 10%. So
Did Randy Bitchford have anything to do with it? From what I've heard, he had. I mean, it's the
No,
reason.
he-
No,
I
okay.
don't know.
They
Because at
consulted
least he's
him.
the reason why the Tales from Borderlands and Borderlands 3, by Tales of Borderlands, I mean the second one, not the first. That why they're writing is so god awful, and it's such a departure from the originals. And now we see this movie, and holy fuck, even Uwe Boll is like, "You
Dunking
motherfuckers
on it.
wished I
Yeah.
directed it," and it would be unironically be a lot better. Like, prove him wrong, okay? Prove him
And
wrong.
the thing
Watch
is, like,
the movie,
I love
then watch
that
Postal.
franchise.
I
I
just-
love the
you'll be
Borderlands
like,
franchise. Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
feel like there's this really annoying trend lately where like really bad writers are using popular IPs as a crutch for their shitty writing and just totally taking a fat
actually,
dump on
what
these
happened?
IPs.
The whole situation is very interesting. So it went through 3 directors. Before Eli Roth, someone else was working on the movie.
It got
and
Duke
then-
Nukem forever, huh?
Yeah, and the movie was done filming in 2 or 3 years ago. They finished filming it. And it went through a lot of rewrite, and Eli Roth was like completely changed what was written. And they had a very good writer. They had the writer of the Last of Us TV show working on it. And Eli Roth said, "Don't like your writing, change most of it." And so the guy that wrote, I forgot his name. He's pretty famous. The guy that wrote the Last of Us TV show, he
Neil
removed his
Druckmann.
name. No, not Neil Druckmann.
Craig Mazin.
Mazin.
Craig Mazin.
Craig
He
Mazin.
wrote the Chernobyl show.
Craig Mazin is technically in the credits under a fake name because he was so ashamed of like the Burton movie and his work, what they've done. So his name is some random name. Nothing shows up if you look online. It's just like the most like a basic like an NPC name. Apparently, yeah. And so they had to ask the director of the first Deadpool movie, and I think he's the director of the Blur studio in LA, to come back and help with the reshoots, like to help finish the movie. So it went through a lot of shit. Yeah.
But yeah,
That sucks.
it's all about fucking bad writing, agendas and all that bullshit, and nepotism probably. Who knows?
Because even with bad casting, you can still make a pretty decent movie. I mean, they have Kate Blanchett. So, and Jack Black is not that bad. Kevin Hart is not
Fuck
that bad
Jack
either. It's just
Black,
like
bro,
You don't like
they
Jack
were
Black?
wrongly cast.
breaking up fucking Tenacious
David-
D over a good joke.
David Eddings should have been Claptrap. Prove me wrong, please.
Well, he's not even in it in game. But I mean, it's funny. I didn't even see anything about Borland's movie until I saw the trailer a few weeks ago, and I was like, couldn't Jack Black even attempt to do a funny voice for a Claptrap? He didn't even try. It sounds like he
It's just Jack
picked
Black.
up a phone and was like, blah 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 blah.
It was bad, really bad. Like I don't know what they were thinking. They weren't thinking. Let's be honest.
The cast
Disappointing.
is so weird. The cast is so weird for that movie. They have a lot of good actors, but they don't fit that.
Doesn't
movie.
matter how many good
Like, they-
actors you have. Haven't you seen In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale by Uwe Boll?
Oh yeah.
That also has a great
Oh,
cast,
boy.
and it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
that
urge
might be
anyone-
worse than Borderlands. But
Yeah, I urge
There are-
I urge anybody who has watched the Borderlands movie to just wash their eyes by
But
watching
the
the
problem
Postal
is,
movie.
it depends also of a budget, but that movie was like apparently they burnt $100 million. So
Yeah.
to make
hey,
the
it still
Borderlands
has a
movie.
52% audience score, but not very many reviews.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
It's a
Um,
flop.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a flop.
everything
That's
these days is a flop. If you see, I'm really hoping that Disney, after every shit that they've pulled off, that everything is gonna be a flop for them. Holy shit. They are such an evil corporation. We already knew that, but they're
Did you
worse
see,
now.
actually, I was reading some news last night. This is not in our topics list. That some guy got sick or very, very violently
Yeah.
sick. It was
Yeah.
where was it? Eating at
Yeah.
Disneyland or
It was
something?
at their
Yeah.
restaurant.
And
Yeah.
they're putting an injunction on the lawsuit because in the Disney Plus terms of service that they agreed to because they signed up for Disney Plus, it says they cannot sue Disney. What the fuck is wrong with our legal system that is even remotely, like, what judge in their right fucking mind would see that. And also, what's wrong with the Disney legal department? Like, there's a million good lawsuits out there or things to defend yourself against. That is not one of them.
Yeah.
They will lose
Fucking-
that. There's no way that's going to stand. I'm not a
not-
lawyer, but that's not going
Yeah.
to stand.
I'm not gonna fucking buy anything Disney. I haven't in decades.
I'm
okay?
sorry, I will.
You're
playing,
fucked.
It's
I'm
hard.
playing Outlaws.
I-
Sorry, I'm playing Outlaws.
If some guy dressed as
You're
Mickey
gonna-
Mouse
you're not
stabs
going to
you,
play Outlaws, I don't believe you.
yeah, I mean,
You're going to play it. You're going to play it. So
no,
are
I'm
you,
not
Matt.
sure.
Matt,
Not
you're
sure.
gonna play it.
Probably. I'm not sure.
Matt's
I'm
gonna
not sure.
play it.
But if some guy dressed as
I-
Mickey Mouse stabs you, they will be like, "Oh, you bought this game, or you bought a Disney Plus, so now you're fucked." And you're like, without like a damaged lung or some shit, you're like, "Fuck."
Look, I'm going to play Outlaws. Sorry.
I like Massive because it's not directly made by Ubisoft. It's made by Massive, and I like their previous games, so I'm like, why not?
Yeah, if you just
Oh, well.
just 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks.
Yep.
2 more weeks and we can
But I'm
play
gonna
the
be
Disney
playing
game.
Wukong first. The
Yeah. And
New
I see
Souls
that
game.
Andor season 2. Definitely going to watch that shit.
yeah. I was watching the leak trailers they showed at the.
So
I
good.
watched
So
D23.
So
Yeah.
good.
I'm definitely not a pirate.
Definitely not.
Not.
Okay, that is
Oh,
enough
sorry.
talk. Enough topic talk. We're now at almost an hour, and we haven't even started the Postal Jam 2 stuff.
Holy shit.
So,
Oh, tits.
Pedro, do you want to give us a little entrance to the first video?
My pleasure. Okay, so here's the thing. There were 19 entries in the Postal Jam. This is only the second edition of the Postal Jam. And I was, hoping for at least 5. At most, we would get 10. No, we got 19. Okay. And I looked at the entries and I was like, God damn it. Like there's some we had the proper judge vote. Some people from the judges, some people from RWS voted. And I thought, okay, it's such a shame because some of the ones who didn't even make the honorable mentions, even though like there were a lot of good ones, I know that some people did even lost sleep making sure that they would make the deadline. So before we present, the winners of the Postal Jam, which by the way, great job to everybody who participated. We have a QR code on the bottom left corner of this panel, and you can access the itch.io page, which has all the entries, all the 19 entries. So you can download, play, watch, whatever. And, it's the only thing we could do. It's just, promote that because we cannot show every single entry here. So definitely, give it a look before we announce it or after we announce it. We are still going to post a video with the winners, the top 5 and the honorable mentions after the podcast is done. But just sit back and enjoy because we are going to start with the honorable mentions. And these are people who did not make the top 5, but they were voted high enough for us to showcase. So feel free to show that mic if you haven't yet.
Without further ado, here's the first little video.
So yeah, we got some really good ones, some bangers here. And the first one that you see there is an RPG Maker game, but they went above and beyond with even that engine, and they made a lot of things that I didn't know were possible to make with the engine. So there's some talented people working on these games, and some of them just started recently because they saw the opportunity to participate in a postal contest. So really good stuff here. And these aren't even the top 5. So I was really impressed by what I saw. I'm not sure if you guys saw any of these.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching you play on Discord, and that middle one is my favorite by far. Like, as the best art style. So like cartoony art style one. I forgot the name, but it's really good.
Yeah, the one in the middle was in fact a really tough vote because the art style was easily the most consistent across the whole game. Like there was beautiful art style, really beautiful.
It was amazing. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's really well made.
And the next
honestly,
video is significantly longer.
Yeah.
There's sound too, right, Pedro?
Yeah, there is sound to this one, so we are going to showcase you the fifth and fourth places before we go to the podium. So, without further ado, we are going to present that right now.
All right.
From the freaks who brought you Night of the Itching Crotch, Vince and Mike have captured one of the protesters and are reconditioning him using virtual reality. Make your way through 5 of the most violent video games to exist, only on Game Boy Color. Go on a video game fan killing spree in Hate It. Just follow the damn train in Grand Theft Crotchy. Speed your way through danger in Battlechos. Run, gun, die, and try again in Contra. And finally, collect keycards and kill demons in Dude. Plus, unlock the secret bonus ending by collecting all the Pro-Testimonium, playable on Game Boy Color, smartphones, and whatever else plays Game Boy games.
Well, there you go.
Really good
awesome.
shit.
Yeah.
Honest, it's just amazing that people actually took the time to make this. Like, it's really fucking awesome.
Yeah. Like the guys who made Pro-Testimonium, the one that ranked fourth, they won our hearts last year because they made a really good game with packaging for the Game Boy Color. And now they've done the same, but with 5 games in just one. And holy shit, like if and the Postal Left for Deadline, that game was also pretty fun. It has a certain difficulty curve, but you know, once you get the hang of it, you know, it's just fun. And something that we did with this contest is we had a theme for the contest. And the theme that we picked was the protesters. So anybody who followed the theme, they will get 2 plus points per judge. So that's why you're seeing a lot of protester kind of games in this contest, and they really fall through. It's the added challenge to these postal jams, and it's definitely something we will continue doing for the future ones. We'll find out the theme. You don't need to follow it, but if you do, you get, you know, more points. And these 2 games right here that did not make the podium, they are great. You know, if these are great, then you can only imagine what's coming next.
Yep, I agree. Good shit.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have our top 3, the actual podium. You got anything to say, Pedro?
Enjoy. And this is the time where you will see who's gonna win. So get your butts well clenched. Enjoy.
All right, there you go.
I don't think so. There we go. There's our winners. The podiums.
Good stuff.
Yeah, very
That
good
was
stuff.
good stuff.
We just
Absolutely.
overly appreciate the work that these
Hold
people
on.
put in.
Hold on a second. We did not show the first place. Is it?
I clicked the videos you gave me.
Hold on a second.
Did you fuck up, Pedro?
Okay.
Maybe
do
I did.
we
I
need one of those colorful screens that says technical difficulties?
Maybe.
Oh shit! Hold on a second, because I'm pretty sure it had the first place as well.
This is pretty fucking dope. If we didn't show first place.
Wow.
Pedro,
Well,
what'd you do, Pedro?
You know what?
What'd you do?
I'm gonna give you another video, and if you can skip to the first place.
I
Real
can
quick.
try. Come on, man. Fucking
the-
let's move along here.
Oh no.
Hey guys, everybody. You don't have to blame Rob this time.
Oh no, blame Rob.
No, this
That's
is
all because of him.
Pedro Santos, which stands for Peter Saints. If you want to beat his face in, head on down. You better just give me the number 1. I can't actually move ahead in the video. So.
Oh really?
Mm-mm.
Let me edit it real quick then.
Yeah, this is fucking solid, dude. Don't worry, we don't have anything else to do, Pedro. We just all wanted to sit on this feed and listen to you fucking video edit.
Wow.
It's fine. I can print labels while I do that. That's right. I'm printing labels for orders that came through while we were podcasting. So it's not a big deal. People are listening to me do actual work for all of you. Somebody ordered some dolls and some shirts and some bullet hole signs, all that jizz.
I don't remember who said it, but in the chat somebody said that I was like the Walter White of Postal. Somebody comes to my door, or what's the quote? Like, I am the danger.
I don't remember.
Some guy goes to his door and gets pissed on. You think that of me? No, I am the one who pissed.
We're going to
Cringe,
piss
I know.
on you, Carl. We're going to piss on you. Come on, Pedro. How you doing there? You good at editing videos on the
I'm
fucking fly?
sweating bullets here because I'm seeing the video that I sent you and it has it, but I'm editing just the first part, so I'm sending it to you.
Let's see. What else do I have to talk about? Oh, I don't remember. Oh yeah, the mouse pads. We're gonna make these new mouse pads, and I think we're gonna make like the Crocchios box into a mouse pad. I think we're gonna make the the Fudge Pack box art, or not the Fudge Pack box art, the Fudge Pack poster that we have. We're gonna turn that into a mouse pad, and then the Dude Snap poster. That's the most popular one we sell on Displayed.
I still got my mouse pad.
Carl only likes ball mouse pads because he likes balls, and that's okay. He's allowed to. Yeah, they are nice. We just want to try to sell something that doesn't have the little balls on them.
If I keep joking about this shit, I'm gonna be setting like the wrong impression to people.
Okay, I've sent you the video.
Yeah,
and it should have only the first place. I don't know what the fuck happened.
All right, let's see what happens here. If I mean, this is going to be real raw, okay, guys? Like, it's not going to be inside one of those boxes. I'm just going to fucking pull it up. So everybody shut the fuck up for 1 minute.
It was just another shitty day, and many others. But this time I was about to go homeless. Until this very moment. I regret nothing.
There it is, guys.
That was cool.
We
It was like
did it.
It was like Doom meets. It's like Doom meets Postal meets that 77p Egg Wife game.
Roblox.
Yeah.
More like
Holy
Roblox.
shit. Okay.
It's actually the gameplay is actually really good. It's like very fast paced.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I don't know what went wrong. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna fucking hurry us out of here. I got shit to do.
I wanted to talk about the games, but okay, fuck it.
You had your time, Pedro. You had your time.
Damn it.
You fucked up.
If you want to
Pack
hear
your
Pedro
things.
talk about it, go into the Discord. He'll get on the voice chat and he'll talk about all the submissions to Postal Jam. Sorry, guys. We went way over here and even further because Pedro's a fucking tool. Thank you to all the Postal Jam submissions. We really appreciate all your hard work. Hopefully... What?
Just one quick thing. I need to thank those who worked with us. So, Poor Pockets, Wingsy, Glitter, Crunchy, and Liz. Thank you for voting, and thank you for collaborating with some assets for the jam.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks to you three for helping me out today do this. Thanks to Pedro for being a total fuck up, but we already knew that. And Matt, hope you feel better. Carl, go stroke some balls. And for all the rest of you out there that don't have anything to do this afternoon, go play the update for Postal 4. Thanks a lot. Peace out, guys.
Bye.
Bye.